going on, man? We out here pushing positivity on the block.
That turned in. This line on 17. That turned in.
What's going on, man? We out here pushing positivity.
I'm gonna need some more weed. I think that lasts me 3 days. What's the word? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Y'all on. What y'all on? Y'all know I'm just getting off work. I ain't do a lot today. I didn't do a lot today. So I'm gonna do one right now for y'all. You feel me? Cuzzo, what up, well? What's the word, man? What's the motherfucking word? Y'all on, man. We finna get it started, man. As soon as I twist the weed up, man, we got something new to look at today. Cuz of what you still doing up, man. I know you gotta work. Know you gotta work in the morning. Clarence Washington, what's the word? Payroll, what's the word? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. What y'all on? If y'all tried to reach me, I got a new number. Y'all gotta get in my inbox and tell me to send it. Smoking and chilling, that's the same shit I'm finna get on, so you ain't doing nothing wrong. That's the same shit I'm finna do. I'm on here, man. I'm finna twist up and smoke. I was gonna tweak with y'all for a little while. I was expecting some trolls and shit. Yeah, when the trolls come in, if the trolls come in, man, don't block nobody. Don't put nobody in timeout. You know what I'm saying? We looking for the engagement, negativity, all that shit. We gonna crack some jokes. Don't block nobody today. Please and thank you. If you're a moderator on my channel, yeah, don't block nobody today. Right now. We really ain't gonna block nobody and start getting them off the channel to the beginning of the year. We building the page, y'all. We building the page. So what we gonna do is keep it going.
On the block. We on the block, Oblock, man. You know? That shit, man. You could have came up here 10 years ago, you there from big church. You know, in the church, big pop. All love, it's all love. Charles the White. His ass don't know shit about the rack, don't know shit about Oblock or nothing. His ass can't really say shit. Don't say nothing. Nobody say shit. He had to approach us aggressively. Push positivity. That's all you gotta do is push positivity, you know? You'll understand life. Push positivity, man, and do what's right for you, man. Oh, bro, you try to come over here while we live with Bobby, you're not gonna be alive no more.
Live with Bobby TV. Who we got with us in the building today, man?
Edog with the Glock, don't run, I'm a blam, yeah. See no dog, you see no avalanche like sheep, them niggas be dissing on the songs in the net, they ain't gon' send it out, give it up, or get hit, yeah.
Positivity on the block.
Oh yeah, Edog, how you coming, man? What's the word though?
I'm chilling, man. Ain't too much going on. Going back and forth, staying focused, bro.
Yeah, man. You know it's just a little chill Sunday.
Yeah, I just came from the Bears game. They lost, though, man. They lost. That field goal, man. Block field goal.
But you know, let them know where we at with it though.
We gotta be on the block, block. You know? What's going on?
But first things first, let's talk about your name. How you come up with the name Edog though?
A little kid in grammar school, yeah, a little kid making names up in school.
Oh, okay, for sure. But tell us what it was growing up on the south side of Chicago though. Tell us how it was.
Yeah, man. You don't really just be yourself. You ain't gotta do too much. Just be yourself.
Oh, yeah. What we got going on over here though? It's a normal day in the O though. But how it was growing up in Oblock in your perspective, knowing your hood, one of the most talked about blocks.
It wasn't really much. It just had a gap. Respect, show respect the shit. Nobody on book, nobody on this. About respect. How you carry yourself. You ain't gotta do too much.
Oh, okay. What up, my boy? It's a vlog. Introduce yourself.
I got no name, but I ain't got no name though. What you want, Fox Free?
Alright, what's your shirt? Oh yeah, show us the shirt.
Man, he had that shirt on DJU.
It's a vlog.
I'm doing business right now.
So what age would you say you jumped off the porch?
I ain't gonna jump off the porch, bro.
Get your goof. Hey, KQ. I deserve some sleep, nigga. I work 2 jobs and YouTube.
So you grew up out here your whole life though?
Yeah, I was in the rack my whole life. Type shit.
You remember which apartment buildings you first grew up in and
This building right here, 444. On the front side though. This building right here. On the front side, man. This building on the front side.
But what school you went to, Edog?
I went to the grammar school right here. The grammar school with Douglas. Diet, high party type shit.
Oh, okay. You got any favorite memories throughout the hood?
Every day, I severely every day. I ain't got no favorite memory. I every day with this going on, bro.
But how you feel about Oblock progressing from the previous years? You feel like it's a more friendly and safer environment to come to nowadays compared to back then?
We've been friendly, bro. We've been having fun. We've been doing shit, man. Don't believe the hype and believe the internet. And then you could came up here 10 years ago, you was here from. Don't know what you put a bad image on us like we just be just doing shit, man. We be chilling, bro. Oh my God, none of that.
It's a like renovated?
I don't know. That's what somebody had going on with themselves. I don't know. I don't know about that, but it's a new one coming soon. Got a new one coming soon, though.
Oh, okay. So that's why it was taken down.
Got a new one coming soon. It was looking raggedy anyway. Oh, no, mom. Man, we finna get a new one, though. That's on the way.
But with Vaughn, speaking of him, though, you know, he always talked about, y'all got any favorite memories with Vaughn or not?
When he got out, when he beat his case, that was a good one. It just came from where it came from. That was a good one.
For sure. But let's talk about the recent news, the main news that's been trending, though. A few days ago, Jmane was trying to come to the O, trying to push peace a week ago, when we seen you in the video basically like disagreeing with him and trying to kick him out the hood. You want to tell us what was going through your head around that time?
I ain't disagree with him, bro. Just if he ain't pushing peace the right way, man. He supposed to be pushing peace the right way. If you want to push
internet,
yeah.
Get
Get over me if you wanna do an interview with a motherfucker. Come to me who you was dissing, my brothers know. Come interview me. You interview everybody else you know. And I am motherfucker else out there. And you ain't get kicked out, he could've stayed and talked all. He left on his own. Ain't nobody forcing him to leave. He left on his own. So he's feeling guilty, I guess.
Oh, okay. Like with him coming, how you feel about how he came with security? You feel like he ain't need to do that?
Peace. That ain't pushing peace. He pushing peace. He don't supposed to come security if you pushing peace, bro. That's he bogus. He pushing peace. Why is he coming with security for? If you coming in with peace, though. So he a breach, bro. Supposed to breach security.
A lot of people were trying to defend him, saying he probably was doing it for like the safety.
Nah, he doing it for the internet. He doing it for content.
Sadiq, man, you know Sadiq knows right there. You know what? Nothing gonna happen to him. All the love of Sadiq. He's still trying security, trying to get cameras on.
Everybody know that he gonna put it up the next day. It's gonna be a test.
He's doing this shit for content, man.
Ain't even gonna say real, it's gonna be until he see the wrong faces. Motherfucker approaches him.
Yeah, he should be doing it. He should just come. If he pushing peace, come holler at him. Y'all wanna go this way?
So you feel like he needed to come holler at y'all personally instead of doing it like on the internet on video?
Nah, he should just holler at the motherfucker that he was dissing. This era, the era he was dissing, he should go.
So not the younger guys?
Nah, man. But that's like you trying to. Now I look at it like you trying to just come on the block, do look at it. You know what's going on. He'll be alright.
How y'all feel about the Lil Durk OTF Jam situation?
Don't know nothing about it.
Watching you call your homie, you jamming.
Get in that jam and get jammed up. Get other than jammed up.
Yeah, that ain't none of y'all business or whatever. It's just stuff on the net.
Don't know nothing about that.
But how y'all feel about other people that be talking down on Oblock like Charleston White and other interviews?
Oh yeah, Charleston White, big fan. When I got locked up in the A, he talking about he got me locked up, his lame ass.
His ass don't know shit about the rap, don't know shit about Oblock or none. His ass can't really say shit. He got a mouth, that's why he talk that shit before him. That's the reason why he talk that mouth. That shit is back.
Y'all don't take none of that shit you be saying serious?
Nobody say shit.
Don't touch him off.
Nobody say shit. You can do this shit on the internet.
Yeah, the approach us aggressive. There's a lot of niggas that should be vlogging and be like that though. They got it. I always say it. A lot of niggas be vlogging be like that.
When Big Brody don't walk up, niggas having their head down and stick.
The whole Chicago.
But I know since y'all a little young, I can ask Edog, when was the last time you and Sosa talked to each other?
Probably like what? Probably like a year or so he was on FaceTime.
Last time we talked to him.
Yeah, that was probably like a year ago.
Oh, so y'all talk to him around the same? Okay. Y'all got a bond with Sosa too, even though y'all younger?
Say something like that. You know, little brother. Yeah, he'll see a motherfucker's face on the phone and know the motherfucker.
Oh, okay. You want to tell us what the conversation was like or nah?
You know, just a little check in. You know, we don't really know about just check in. Like, showing you the block how to block this motherfucker.
Oh, okay, for sure. So even though the
Man,
situation, like 10 years old, and they always be talking about Sosa and them
life
years,
got to
like
be
how
bigger
how
than
you
this,
felt
man.
about that boss talking Sosa situation back in 2014. It ain't never was addressed from you. For sure. Because you was just saying you was on the phone with him like a year ago. It seemed like y'all in good spirits. How you feel about the beef that's been going on with TSG and Bloodbath?
Yeah, it ain't no type of beef with they had little boys. Let me tell you this though. We start that shit. Fuck this shit.
We ain't talking about something.
They was trying to say it was like over a word or something.
Internet purpose.
Good for the internet,
They said it love to do for the internet. All folks know. They be vouching.
You know Sammy? Yeah.
What up, man? But who's some rappers from the O you think we should be checking out right now, though?
Blitz?
No.
Oh, you be rapping, my boy?
I'm working for too much. They I don't know they own one.
Oh, okay.
Y'all already know the other ones, though. Them the ones y'all need to get on. Buck, my baby bro, Buck too.
Shout out Fuck Money for sure. You still got a relationship with anybody from 600 or not?
Like, yeah. Everybody knows. All of them, they see this love.
Oh, okay, for sure. What about Front Street? Because I know y'all had a bond with Front Street back then.
Yeah, they cool. Front Street cool. They cool. They fuck with us. Front Street fuck with us.
So everybody that we see y'all cool with 10 years ago, the relationship, the feelings, it's all still the same. But how you feel about people on the net trying to say basically that the Oblock wave been dead? How y'all feel about that?
That's like a comment.
But how long you been rapping for though, my boy? I was just gonna say. I see your song Back Again just hit 1 million. How that feel?
It's for the trenches. That's for the trenches right there.
Y'all throw like a celebration party after that or nah?
I threw one myself. I threw one. We threw a little party.
Did that make you want to start taking rap serious when you seen it hit 1 million or nah?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna drop soon.
I was gonna say, what's been holding you back, man, from being consistent? What else you think be holding you back?
Only thing that holds you back is yourself. Nothing else should hold you.
Hey, girl.
Ain't no labels ever been trying to reach out to you though?
No, not really, because I ain't really been take it seriously. I be hearing that.
But when they do come, though, you gonna sign any of them or not?
I'm more like a little finesse one. Like the shows, the features, like all that deal shit. I'm more like finesse.
So you rocking with like the independent way? How y'all feel about signing a deal?
Oh, no, that's not that. We need, this is all we need right here. It's us.
We all need. You know, the kingdom of God. So we do this on our own.
Man, it get bigger and better than that shit, man. It get bigger and better than that shit, man. Y'all gotta stop this shit, shorty.
If we go down, we don't want to be looking at them like they finessed us type shit. Because I know me, if I said somebody before them, I lose all that shit. Hey, boy, I need something before them kill. Yo, bitch, how something.
But how you want Oblock to be looked at in 10 years, though? In 5 to 10 years?
Man, hey, Tony Bands. That nigga ain't teaching them shit, man. We got an interview going. We got a hood to hood in the Oblock coming up. Top of the year, man. Everything dropping, man. Top of the year.
How you feel about the Chicago rap scene, though? How y'all feel about the drill scene right now, though? Y'all rocking with the rappers?
And we got motherfuckers from all over Chicago finna be on these hood to hoods, man. We got the Latin Kings, we got the BDs, we got the GDs, we got the Stones, we got the Vice Lords. Y'all finna see it, man. Hey, goofy ass nigga, I know Edog. Get your goof ass out of here, you fucking clown ass nigga.
2 days or probably next week.
It's always a goofy ass nigga.
You feel about Chicago, though? You feel like the city too dangerous?
Bitch ass nigga talking shit, man. I find your IP address and stab the shit out your hoe ass.
How you feel like they should move in Iraq?
Better be careful who you playing with on this internet. Hoe ass nigga.
Oh, okay. What you think we can do to make Chicago better, though?
Push positivity. That's all you gotta do is push positivity, you know?
Shout out to Stockton, California, man.
Everybody gotta agree on that.
If you ain't know Butter was locked up, you must ain't been on the internet.
Shout out to Papa Chubbs. Where you walking to? You walking to the store? Baba's reliable Baba. Baba's again. Subscribe to my boy.
I'm 15 on the block, steady ducking the cops with a switch on the back of my blade.
But Edog, what you gotta say though? Who they need to free though before we leave?
All the guys.
Free Oblock.
Free the whole
Real guys.
all the guys that's locked up, we want them back.
On phone, y'all. We got free the guys.
Free few out, we gonna break them out that bitch.
On phone,
What y'all gotta say, man, before we leave?
push positivity, man, and do what's right for you, man. Don't have a motherfucker, you know? Don't do what's right for you. You might do trying to do something for the next month, might don't work for you, man. You gotta do work for you, bro. Shout out to my nigga Baba. Don't come to the churches to swing out.
That was your boy Baba and your boy Edog.
First ever, you know. Yeah.
Ah.
State of Utah versus Kentrell Galvin.
Hold on, before I go to this video, right? Before I go to this video, I gotta talk about this. I have to talk about what we just seen, man. I'ma call Edog. I'ma hit him up. I'ma hit his ass up on Instagram. Cause I ain't got his number. I do have access to him though. And I'ma see like, man, what is you pushing positivity? What you showing these shorties, man? You gotta show the shorties something different, man. Y'all that walking around in Oblock and doing all that shit, goddamn, Joe. We was doing that shit in 2009, 2007. It's 2000. It's finna be 2025, man. When is the trend gonna change? When the trend gonna change, man? How long they gonna keep doing this shit, man? I don't get it, man. It's like these shorties getting sent off, man, and they infatuated by nothing. Niggas don't got no cribs. Niggas don't got no money. Niggas don't got no cars. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. They need somebody to talk to them. This shit gotta stop, man. This shit gotta stop. And we just keep on doing all this shit with these motherfucking weird ass people, man. It's do we gotta goddamn it block motherfuckers, Joe? I don't get how these niggas could be happy with walking around in the projects. These niggas happy with walking around in the projects. You know, it's roaches in there. All type of shit, man. That shit is crazy. Crazy, man. I'll be 40 Friday. I'll be 40 Friday. I'll be 40 Friday. I'm tired of seeing this shit, man. And then everybody that's going there, they not asking no real questions. They not asking no real questions, man. They not. I be 40. I be 40 Friday. 40 years old on Friday, man. Yeah, man. They getting. You a Sagittarius as well. That's what's up. You a December Sagittarius though. For real, for real. I'm tired. I'm just tired of the shorties going down the wrong way, man. Getting misguided. Getting misguided, right? So the woman I was dealing with, right? The woman I'm dealing with, right? Lady, whatever you want to call her, girl, whatever you want to call her. She got a son, right? And I was hollering at him. You know, he got a job and shit. And I'm telling him, like, man, you got so many things that you can do because you still young. You feel what I'm saying? One of my homies used to tell me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much shit that you can do. You 19, 20 years old. It's so much shit and potential. A lot of these guys don't be having no motherfucker to guide them and tell them to do some real shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't be having that. And I just like to see everybody doing good in life, not just myself. I want to see everybody doing good. Cause if everybody around you, it's 10 of y'all. If everybody got some money, it's no way that motherfuckers could be fucked up. You feel me? Yeah, man. So I said when I turned 40, I'm pushing a new league, man. A lot of the shit that I was doing, and I already cut all that shit out. I already did it. Cut that shit out, or I limited, you know what I'm saying? For real, it's a new league, man. The shit finna be raw out here. Shit finna be cold. But let's get bro, you look 30. Now you 40 smoking a blunt on YouTube. I get paid for this, you bitch ass nigga. Why you over here? Why you over here in my chat, you bitch ass nigga? I get paid for this shit, you hoe ass nigga. I got a YouTube check coming Friday, bitch. Along with a work check. You dumb fucker. You all in my comments talking shit, you bitch ass nigga. I'll punch you in your shit, you hoe ass nigga. You hoe ass nigga. Lame ass nigga. You gotta sit in your mama house and use her Wi-Fi with your dusty ass. Don't worry about it. Cause in a couple of hours, I'm gonna go live again while I'm at my other job. I'm gonna go live again, smoking another blunt. You bitch ass nigga. You bitch ass nigga. You's a bitch ass nigga. He wants some shine, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Drag his whole ass out of here. We give no fuck. We give no fuck about you. You a nobody. Start you a YouTube page. You a straight nobody. See ya. They 86K your dumb ass. 86K your hoe ass. Got your bitch ass out of here quick. You can't win on my page. You can't win against me on my page. All I gotta do is send the killers at you, man. Let's look at this NBA YoungBoy shit.
I'm doing well. Thank you. Mr. Golden also has counsel online. If you would please state your name for the record.
Jeremy Delacino appearing for Mr. Golden as well.
Your Honor, Drew Finlay, locally as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, nigga mad now. Your hoe ass off my channel. Yes, nigga.
All right, would you go ahead and please state for the record what the plea agreement is that has been reached with the state?
Yes, Your Honor. It is anticipated that my client will be entering guilty pleas to counts 2 through 7, count 13, count 16, count 19,
I got the motherfucking
and count 22.
iPod
And there are other parameters
and
to
the
this,
laptop
agreement,
and working
which
off
I've
the
made those
phone.
on the record now. Your Honor, it's anticipated that he will enter those pleas as charged. In other words, identity fraud as a third-degree felony with 2 counts, forgery as a third-degree felony, 2 counts,
Free young boy.
6 counts of pharmacy fraud, which would be those count 4.
And that's a Class A misdemeanor.
And those are all Class A misdemeanors. There are 6 of those, and all of those cases, the counts I just recited are the ends are all pharmacy fraud cases. We are asking the court to waive time for sentencing. I have some specific requests as it relates to sentencing about the language, but the agreement is that my client will pay a $25,000 fine to the court. And Your Honor, I have a cashier's check in hand. I'm holding it now that I would like to publish to the court at the end of this. Upon payment of that, the state has agreed to a 402 reduction for each of those.
Hey,
four
NBA
felony counts.
YoungBoy been in a lot of shit,
To
man.
Class A misdemeanors, and the case would close at that point in time.
With credit for time served.
No credit for time served, and that has to do with his pending federal sentencing and
He going to the
anticipated
feds.
sentence within the Bureau of Prisons.
He finna go do
So what we're
27
asking is
months.
for the court to give no credit for any time served and to simply close the case.
Okay. Let's have a counsel just approach and we'll just have a brief discussion at the bench here. I mean, you might.
Yeah, he going to do 27 months.
All right. I was able to meet with the attorneys at
When you got money,
and just to try to better understand,
you can beat a lot of shit.
Resolution that is happening in Mr. Golden's state cases and with his federal case. I wanted to better understand how that global resolution would play into this case and whether or not the court felt comfortable moving forward with accepting the plea bargain and imposing a sentence in conjunction with the stipulated resolution that
got his head down the whole time.
I'm going to give Mr. Williams a chance to put on the record just a little bit more detail about what's happening with the federal sentence and the amount of incarceration Mr. Golden will be receiving as to why it might make some sense for the court to accept the plea bargain. Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
Your Honor, thank you. I'm happy to do that. Your Honor, the agreement that my client has reached with the government, the federal government, is he's already entered this plea. This is a matter of public record. He reached an agreement that has yet to be accepted by the district court. I should qualify that a sentence of incarceration of 27 months in the Bureau of Prisons would be a reasonable sentence. And we're awaiting sentencing on 27 months within federal custody, which is why we're asking the court to follow this recommendation and this plea agreement that we've reached of just closing the case.
Yeah,
now. Then he
most definitely never been to a Diddy party.
Go do that time.
He been to a Birdman party.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Keller, is there any?
Your Honor, if I may, I'm sorry.
You may.
Thank you so much. Mr. Delacino and I have been communicating. One thing we want to bring up, and that is that in our negotiations, which have been extensive with Mr. Keller, we talked about that there would be a no contest, and I'll let Mr. Williams explain that in person. But that these would be entered no contest, and Mr. Delacino and I just wanted to make sure that was clear with the court.
Okay, thank you for helping me better understand that, Mr. Finley. Mr. Delacino.
And Your Honor, not to gang up on the proceedings here with the three of us, but I would add to something that Mr. Williams said, which is that not only does the federal resolution contemplate a 27-month prison sentence, but it also contemplates a consecutive term of 60 months of supervised probation. So there will be a probationary component to that as well that will follow the custodial sentence.
Damn, they trying.
As part of that federal probationary period,
that's 7 years all together.
Required to
27 months
subject to
plus
probation searches,
60 months.
that would involve.
That's 60 months is what? 5 years. 12, 24, 36, 48,
no illegal drugs,
60. Yeah.
That's correct, Your Honor. And federal probation is a sort of unique animal in the sense that it's akin to probationary terms in state, which is to say that they could impose the entire sentence that it was initially available to impose if there were to be a violation.
7 years and 3 months. God damn.
On that period of time.
And Your Honor, I would just add to that too, built within the federal code is any violation of probation that includes possession of a controlled substance requires automatic revocation of the term of probation. So there is a lot riding on our client doing well after the Bureau of Prison time and then for 5 years on probation.
Very well. Anything further that you would like to put on the record at this time, Mr. Keller?
Your Honor, just briefly, the state is in agreement with the plan of action that's being set forth before the court. This is somewhat of a unique case where there have been multiple jurisdictions involved, both multiple jurisdictions in the federal and in the state systems.
God damn.
There's been conversations across all parties and across the representatives for the government in each of those cases as well, to ensure that a proper disposition is reached globally across these cases. And so this is just really a smaller cog in the bigger wheel of ultimately seeking justice against Mr. Golden.
Yeah, I assume then that the Weber County case, which I understand there is a charge in Weber County, or maybe charges, is that going to be part of this global resolution as well?
That's correct, Your Honor. There have been conversations with Weber County, and it's my understanding, I believe, that plea has already been taken in Weber County.
That case has been dismissed. That gave rise to the federal case. So same conduct. There's been a plea entered in federal court. The state dismissed their charge.
Very good, thank you. All right, Mr. Golden, have you had enough time to speak to your attorneys about this decision to enter into this plea bargain?
Yes.
Have they gone over with you the rights that you would be waiving by accepting this plea bargain and entering no contest pleas and being sentenced today and having this case closed?
Yes.
Do you understand that a no contest plea has the same effect as a guilty plea in a lot of ways? The court will sentence someone on a no contest plea the same as it would a guilty plea. Although you would still be maintaining your innocence, you would acknowledge that the government has sufficient evidence to meet each and every element of the charges that you would be pleading no contest to.
Yes.
Mr. Golden, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Are you on any medications right now?
No.
Are you thinking clearly today and understanding everything that's happening in court?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to get you to accept this plea bargain?
Free Durk, free Reese.
Are you pleading no contest today because you believe that the government does have
Free
sufficient
everybody.
evidence to be able to prove each of these each of the 10 charges that you would be entering a no contest plea to today beyond a reasonable doubt?
No.
Are you acknowledging that even though you're maintaining your innocence, that the government would still be able to prove these charges in court potentially, and so you believe it's in your best interest to accept a plea bargain?
No.
In order for me to accept your no contest plea, I just need to better understand and make sure that you are acknowledging that the global resolution of these
God
cases
damn, come
is in your
on now.
best
That's a
interest,
lot of fucking
and that
time.
there's some basis for you to be accepting the plea bargain. There's some evidence that you believe would justify you accepting the plea bargain. Are you able to acknowledge that?
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta go do
All right.
27 months.
Has he been able to sign that
Get
statement of
out
defendant supporting
and
his
do
no contest
60
plea?
Your Honor, I
months
did not know the court's policy on
supervised
having signed this before, Your Honor.
parole. Man, they on shorty ass. 27 months. And then you gotta goddamn it do 60
Just
months.
hand that to the bailiff, please. Thank you.
Another, you finna go do 27 in jail.
Mr. Golden, I
Hold
just want to
on,
make sure
hold
that you
on,
have
hold on,
reviewed.
hold on. This shit is crazy to me. You finna go do 27 months. You already been locked up for however long you been. They moved you to Utah and put you on house arrest. Look at this shit, y'all. The nigga been on house arrest. The nigga been on house arrest all these years. Get locked up. Take 27 months. Finna go do 27 months in jail just to get out and have a motherfucker on your ass for another 60 months. 5 years. That shit crazy to me, man. But 60 months compared to how many years? He would have to go do 5 years all together. How many, if Thug fuck up and they ready to send him to the joint, how long they gonna send Thug to the joint? He got 15 years of fucking probation. 15 years of probation. He gotta perform somewhere that he can't even come. So that's the setup right there. You hear me? That's the setup right there. He gotta do free concerts. And look, this is some slave shit. He has to do free concerts where he don't get the money. Tickets gonna be sold for the shit. He don't get the money. The money going towards what? Fannie motherfucking Willis. Nigga, y'all can't say shit about that bitch. That bitch, goddamn it, might be corrupt or anything, but that bitch is gonna get her some fucking money. On life. See, I could sit here and break this shit down for y'all, but I don't be going in and into it like that. So imagine he go do a show, it don't do nothing. He leave and he get pulled over. They, oh, what you doing out here? He, man, I just did a show. Oh man, we ain't trying to hear that shit. Now they can extort him. They could kidnap him. By kidnapping him would be locking him up, taking him to jail, and giving him a bond. Either way, it's all fucked up. Thug might as well move to another city, man, and do him. Do that shit just like Young Boy did. Stay the fuck out the way right now, man. I don't know. This just my opinion. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. That's one thing I know for sure. Man, you motherfuckers ain't hitting the like button, man. I know y'all petty than the motherfucker. Y'all be sliding through this bitch, not hitting the like button, talking shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's some weak ass shit. It's a messed up system USA has when it comes to Department of Corrections. The Department of Corrections is fucked up. Pray, if you know somebody in jail, send them a couple of dollars, man. Send them a couple of dollars, man. If you know somebody in jail, man. Send them a couple of dollars, man. Please.
And read this entire document, which is entitled Statement of Defendant Supporting Your Plea and Certification of Counsel. Have you read this document?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about the rights you would be waiving by accepting the plea bargain?
No.
Okay. Let's have a factual basis to support the 10 charges he's pleading to.
Your Honor, the defendant is ultimately criminally responsible, particularly under Utah Code 76-202, for a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring that has been known to have acquired various prescription medications, specifically promethazine with codeine, which is a cough suppressant that's heavily abused Schedule 5 controlled substance in the state of Utah. And those were secured from multiple pharmacies in Cache County, as well as other pharmacies in northern Utah. Mr. Galden had acted with others in this criminal activity, particularly where there were 2 co-defendants, which were recently had their cases resolved before this court. And those co-defendants were intercepted as they were trying to pick up the fraudulent prescription at Larry's Pharmacy in Smithfield here in Cache County. Those 2 individuals were using Mr. Galden's vehicle to make the pickup, and they were detained by law enforcement. And shortly thereafter, someone contacted law enforcement, pretending to be an elderly woman to whom the fraudulent prescription belonged. The prescription was listed to be for a Gwendolyn Cox, but this elderly woman, who was clearly someone pretending to be an elderly woman, said her name was Gwendolyn White and couldn't provide a birth year. This is important because fraudulent names such as Beatrice White, Bethel White, Carolyn White, Harriet White, Anna White, and Gwendolyn White were all being used through this scheme. There were two other pharmacists here in Cache County that immediately recognized this fake elderly woman's voice from that phone call as the same person who had called into their pharmacies checking in on a prescription under some of those aforementioned names for promethazine with codeine. And all of these prescriptions had been called in by
Who got a
to
roommate?
be a Dr. James Woodmansey.
What the fuck is you
He
talking
was
about?
a legitimate doctor in the Provo, Utah area, but he was contacted by law enforcement and by several of these other prescription outlets, and he had verified that these were all fraudulent prescriptions that he had not authorized. Ultimately, Mr. Galden ended up in contact with the detective investigating this case when he was trying to get his vehicle out of an impound after it was taken from the Larry's Pharmacy incident. During that phone call, Mr. Galden had engaged in a conversation with a third person and had asked him about the prescription they picked up. At that time, it became clear that Mr. Galden had some involvement beyond simply lending his vehicle to be used, where he had some knowledge of the fraudulent prescription being retrieved. In addition, there was one prescription called in for Control Galden, but the date of birth for that prescription was in 1953, which was clearly false date of birth and is consistent with some of those date of births used with the false elderly women names throughout this fraudulent scheme. That prescription was picked up by an individual who was intercepted by law enforcement. Shortly thereafter, promethazine with codeine, along with other prescriptions, had been called in to that same pharmacy for Mr. Galden, utilizing his accurate date of birth. Mr. Galden, however, while he was on a federal probation, was only afforded a single doctor to issue prescriptions with a single pharmacy, and the doctor who called that prescription in was inconsistent, and that pharmacy was inconsistent with those which had been allowed through probation. In the end, there was a search warrant executed on Mr. Galden's residence. Law enforcement found a prescription bottle in Mr. Galden's bathroom. Inside the master bedroom, the bottle was for a Caroline White, one of the known fraudulent names, with the corresponding prescribing doctor who had confirmed the fraud. The prescription was for doxycycline, and the prescription bottle was consistent with the time frame and patient information for the promethazine with codeine that had also been picked up, according to a subsequently gathered Doppel report. Also in the bathroom was a prescription for doxycycline to Control Galden, also prescribed by the same doctor and previously confirmed as fraud. This is consistent with the promethazine with codeine that
That's my daughter name, Anna Banana.
And a prescription bottle of promethazine with codeine was also found inside the defendant's bathroom with no prescription label on the bottle. And a further search of the defendant's residence yielded 3 more bottles of promethazine with codeine. More specifically to these counts, Your Honor, on September 19th of 2023, Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram received a prescription called in for a Bethel White with a claimed date of birth of November 10th of 1949. On September 19th, 2023, Spence's Pharmacy received a similar phone call for a Gwendolyn Cox with a fraudulent date of birth. On October 9th, 2023, Spence's Pharmacy received such a phone call with a fraudulent name. Cache Valley Pharmacy in North Logan had a prescription called in for a fraudulent individual. And on January 17th, 2024, Larry's Pharmacy in Smithfield received a call also from a fraudulent individual. Cook's Brothers Pharmacy in Providence in Cache County had a fraudulent prescription called in, and the Budge Clinic Pharmacy in Logan also had a fraudulent prescription called in. So ultimately, for each time a prescription was called in, there were 3 separate offenses: identity fraud, attempting to procure a prescription, and forgery. The identity fraud includes the use of a real physician's identifying information, that of Dr. James Woodmansey. The procurement of a prescription includes having other people procure or attempt to procure the prescriptions through deceit and lying about the relationship to the patient. And the forgery includes the act of authenticating the writing or the prescription in each instance, which purports to be the act of that Dr. James Woodmansey.
factual basis to support
Shit.
each of these 10 charges. Mr. Golden, to the charge of identity fraud, a third-degree felony, 2 separate counts, how do you plead to both of those charges? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
To the charge of forgery, a third-degree felony, 2 separate counts, both of those being third-degree felonies, how do you plead to those 2 charges?
No contest.
To the charge of pharmacy fraud, Class A misdemeanor, 6 separate counts, how do you plead to each 6 of those charges?
No contest.
The court finds that you have knowingly and voluntarily entered your no contest pleas. I've signed the statement of defendant and will now enter that into the record. You have the right to be sentenced in not less than 2 days and not more than 45 days. It's my understanding that you would like to waive time for sentencing and be sentenced today. Is that correct, Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear first today from Mr. Williams or any of his other attorneys. I think I understand, based on the negotiated settlement, that the attorneys with the state and with Mr. Golden agreed to
Ain't that the lawyer Durk got?
Fine in the amount of $25,000.
Correct.
And that once that's been paid, which you do have a cashier's check, that the court reduced the 4 felony charges pursuant to 76-3-402 down to 4 Class A misdemeanors, and that then the court should just close his case.
That's correct, Your Honor. And unless the court has any questions of me, I'm happy to submit if the court's comfortable with that.
I am comfortable with that. I don't have any questions, but I will give you a chance if you'd like to state anything further for the record.
Your Honor, just procedurally, I understand that it does take time for minute entries to be updated. As I indicated, have a cashier's check in the amount of $25,000. In fact, Mr. Keller has been kind enough it was mailed to his office. Hold that for a couple of weeks for us. I'm asking the court to enter that order, reducing those now and closing the case, anticipating that I can give this to some court staff before I leave. Sure. So as if we're treating it as if it's been paid, I'm holding it now. I just don't know who to give it to.
Okay. Angie, how long does that take? On the way down? Yeah. All right, so after we're done with the sentencing here today, you can just go down to the front counter and pay that fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything further that his counsel online need to put on the record? I think I understand the global resolution, but if you'd like to put anything further on the record, you can do so now.
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the state, Mr. Keller?
The state will submit based on that stipulated agreement. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Golden.
The state ain't
is going
even
to
say
impose
nothing.
a fine in the amount of $25,000 in order you to pay that today. It does appear that you do have a cashier's check in that amount now. And so based upon the stipulation between the state of Utah and Mr. Golden, the court will reduce his 4 felony counts on the identity fraud and the forgery down 1 step to Class A misdemeanors pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-402. And your case will close. Now, the reason that the court is,
all his felonies went to misdemeanors.
Sentence you to just the fine and then closing the case, Mr. Golden, is because it's been represented to me that there
that's
is
the
a
other
local
case
resolution between federal prosecutors and state prosecutors, whereby you will be serving a substantial amount of time in federal prison, apparently 27 months, and after which 60 months of supervised probation, where you'll be monitored to make sure that you're doing well in your active recovery and that you are staying out of trouble and not having any dangerous weapons.
Somehow Dr. NBA
in your
young
possession.
He
Mr. Golden,
funny
I've seen
as
so many
hell.
times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. Okay, excuse me.
Alright, so can't no motherfucker be like he was snitching or anything because we just seen the shit right there for our own motherfucking eyes. What the fuck they was on and what they said. So, damn, that shit got them. What that motherfucking, I seen that. I seen that other shit today. I ain't gonna play no music. Whack 100 be talking too much, man.
You look at Young Thug, you look at Lil Durk. You hardly ever
You think Durk done?
see situations
He got a
where
slight
rappers get
chin.
into serious problems over things they actually do themselves. Now, they may engineer it or whatever else, but ultimately all the dirt
Man,
comes
make sure
from the
y'all
people they have
subscribe to the
around them,
page. For real,
which
man.
usually have a criminal background associated with it. Right? Young Thug didn't kill anybody, but they're saying that one of his people did by his son Woody. Durk didn't kill anybody, but a bunch of OTF people did. Why do you think, from your point
Oh,
of
for
view,
sure.
that once
Hey, Tony,
certain
you right.
individuals become multimillionaires, have
And
good
now
legal
that that's on there,
careers,
can't
they
no
pay
motherfucker be
taxes,
like, man, he
you know what I'm saying?
snitched
They have real businesses.
to
They have
beat them
payrolls.
cases.
They have
He had money.
concerts
Money beat that shit.
thousands of people attend. They have legal streams. They have deals on the table. Why don't they say, I'm just going to separate myself from this criminal element. If I need security, I'm not going to have the street security.
Yeah, I've been peeped that.
Legal security. If some of my friends with criminal backgrounds manage to turn their life around and become actual business people and contribute legitimately to my business, I will keep them employed. But I'm not just going to have these guys around for intimidation purposes or make me feel a certain type of way. Because that's how these guys constantly get amped up.
You have to consider the fact that they made these millions of dollars through disrespecting people and beef music. So you're not just gonna have any type of security that's gonna stand in the gap with you all day, every day when it comes to those situations.
You could.
No, you can't. Because this requires other extreme measures, right? You can't sit around. See, you talking about the security that sits there and waits for something to come to you. That's your security.
You're talking about proactively.
That's your security. Yeah, the type of security you have, which works for you, because guess why? You're not disrespecting and creating, starting fires and beef with anybody, right? So you can wait till a problem come to you because you're not doing anything for a problem to come to you, right? You got ignorance when people want to have an issue.
Yeah, and I've had back and forth with people, but it's never to the point where I'm threatening violence or anything.
I'm smoking on Pookie, smoking on Lala.
I've never said that.
Left a motherfucker under the tree.
Yeah, never.
Your mama this, whoop to whoop, suck my this. Now you in a situation where you gotta have the type of security that's gonna go get it before it come get you. You understand what I'm saying? So the very same thing that's making them millions of dollars, right, is putting them in a position where they have to.
Man, y'all hit the like button.
You understand what I'm saying? It's only one person
Y'all
that I've
tripping,
seen
man.
that's been successful, the most successful gangster rapper I've seen, had minimum problems, was Ice Cube.
Although Ice Cube had problems.
No, he has minimal problem though. Very minimal.
Remember Solo allegedly.
That's minimal,
yeah.
but that, like, and that's really some personal stuff. But he still has the same security, right? You have people like the Game that has positioned itself amongst his community in the world where people generally love him, right? So Game is a guy that can really move around without security because he can pull into a gas station and the SL pumping gas, another dude in the convenience store gonna be like, "Gang, what's up? You straight?" Right? The atmosphere becomes his security because how he is, right? He's just a helping person and the giving person, and he'll stop and build with anybody. People respect that. But these guys, bro, have created their millions through beef music.
Right, but keep in mind that Game was very deep in the beef music.
That's back then.
And he would roll in 30, 40 deep, you know, so I personally have seen it.
It's been many moons. It's been at least...
Yeah. Whenever Game shows up for Black TV interviews,
2024,
he's by himself.
It's been probably a good 10 years solid. You know, well, we had a little thing with the meeting of the air when but a good 10 years where he's been, you know, ever since that documentary too, that Red and Blue CD, that his element has changed. But when you got somebody whose music is disrespecting the dead, right, or disrespecting another block of another neighborhood, you gotta have that around you. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you going in this pigsty without stepping in some shit.
Yeah, but
right?
A lot of times it becomes that person's undoing. Like right now, the YSL trial is happening. YSL Woody is the reason why this is even happening. Because of the murder that Woody allegedly did and all the cooperation he did about that over the years is the epicenter of this case.
So was that Woody's fault?
Is that Woody's fault or is that Young Thug's fault?
Thug's fault. He's the boss. He made the decision, right?
Thug had a whole bunch of people around him that are using this YSL name. So you got the Lil Wayne tour bus shooting. You got the murder of Nut. You got all these different situations. And these guys are shooting cops and everything else like that. They all have YSL in their name.
And you have people that look like you telling them in the boardroom, where's your movement? You know, does your city respect you? You know, we come to the studio or the video, is it gonna be support, right? Let's keep it real, right? Let's talk about, that's your people.
I mean, it's not my direct people.
That's your people. My people are that's your people.
Well, no, it's also your people. I mean, you know, there's lots of black,
No.
Black record label owners. There's QC. There's people like that. There's Diddy.
QC is native from Atlanta, Georgia, who comes from the street, been to prison, reset his life, cleaned up, and went legal.
Right.
As a black man.
Right.
Right? Great. Shout out to P. That's my brother, right? But the record labels, right, also influence and motivate these same young men because we want to see a movement. Right? So it's kind of like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. The DDG that steps through the door, very talented individual.
Yeah, what a DDG?
Very talented individual, humble individual, will get less attention from the dude that comes to the door 20-30 deep. They gonna say, yo, we got the movement.
I'm finna get the fuck up off here. So I gotta be at work at 4. It's 2:49. I hit y'all up when I go live. I might go live at the job, man. But keep your eyes open. And keep your eyes open and trust none, man. For real, for real. I'm about this bitch.